And get set. Welcome, welcome. Okay. Welcome, YouTube. All right, we are live. Welcome, YouTube. Welcome, Zoom. Welcome, everybody. Good to see all of you. How's everybody tonight? Good, I hope. Good to see everybody. I'll give you just a second here. Let's get us all set up. All right. All right. How's everybody doing? We are under a pressure cooker and I'm going to try to dissolve this down. It's a little bit of layering from the last couple of calls just because it's not lightening up, but it's good stuff. It's really good. So let's 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 jump in and we'll go from there. Okay, let's get started. All right, everybody, welcome to the Truth Tribe. I'm Daune Thompson. I want to thank everybody for being here. I decode the boulders so you can design the life you truly deserve. Truth Tribe is always to illuminate your self-awareness of your health, your wealth, your love, and everything in between. Remember that you're perfect. There's nothing wrong with you. It's feeling like it over and over and over again, but you're perfect. And remember, I love you. You do not need astrology, your birth chart, I should say, for Truth Tribe, but if you don't have one, it sure helps for self-awareness during the planetary updates. If you don't have your chart, you can learn how to read the basics of your chart in my I Deserve It membership at ideserveitnow.com, right on my homepage in the header. If you just need a free birth chart for one of our calls, just tap up into free Astro, and it will take you to a free birth chart. You may not be able to read it real well, but there's a mini report there. So tonight, you are unleashing the CEO of your soul. So I want to start tonight with a question for all of you because I want you to kind of sit with this throughout the call. And I want you to ask yourself, have you been avoiding yourself and the face that you're showing the world? So the appearance, the presence, the energy that you're bringing to the world, have you been avoiding that self within? And I want you to think through that. Like, am I avoiding how I show up in areas that I really don't want to show up that way? It's really the big question. Okay. I've been doing and going a lot within lately, just like all of you. We're all being asked to go within. And I saw in me the same that I was repeating, the same patterns in that I've been seeing in others, client after client. And what's happening is you've been rejecting the very thing that you want most. Okay. You're rejecting the emotional peace that you crave most. You're avoiding seeing programs that aren't you, but you see it now. And that everybody's like, what's happening? You see it now. You don't want to see it. You may not like seeing it, but you see it now. You're now seeing the big picture. You've been figuring out who you really are. I mean, really are, right? You're seeing the CEO of your soul, the boss of your soul emerge, and that powerful, peaceful you. The illusion is slowly filtering away. You're filtering it out. All the illusions are being filtered out, and you're gaining confidence to be in a full power of yourself. All parts, all your rooms in your lighthouse surrounding you. Okay. Even the ones you've avoided are suddenly just more interesting to explore. Like, I really don't want to go in there, but feeling more confident, right? You're gaining confidence to see that being you is the best version of you. You like that authentic, truth-centered, peaceful version of yourself. And now you're realizing that it's okay to look inside. Maybe it just needs a little reorganization, a cleanup of the dirty socks, the emotional trash that you've avoided. You're realizing that room that you've been avoiding, right? That room is not as scary as you thought. You're just zenning out your environment. Zenning, right? Is that even a word? Zenning. Is that the zenness of your environments, right? Zen gardens are simple, they're clean, they're peaceful. Okay, so those old patterns don't fit. The pile of papers no longer needs to stare at you. The Goodwill bag is ready to be filled, releasing the illusion that you created around it more peacefully. Okay, once you filter, and I want you to keep in mind the thought of a filter. Once you filter through all that was in your way, and humanity is going through this, it's not just all of us on the call. So once you filter all that was in your way, you can finally see your root issue was behind it. It was there all along. It's always been in your chart, begging you to look. You see the emotion that was really asking you to notice that you deserve to feel it and take back your power to find your inner confidence of who you want to be, because you all know who that is. You're filtering out everything that isn't you, your beliefs, people, experiences, circumstances that simply don't fit anymore. Layer by layer, you're seeing the real emotion that you've been avoiding. That's where you're standing now. And I'm watching people are like, I'm not avoiding it. I'm not okay. There, you get something out of the emotion, right? You're either fixing something, you're healing something, you're controlling something. There's something that you get out of it. You get control, you get fixing, you get wanted, you get worthiness, you get value, you get something that the illusion told you you were getting, but now you're realizing I don't get that anymore. The filter is bagging up all the stuff that doesn't resonate and leaving the good stuff. It's very much like a coffee filter, okay? Used up grounds are no longer needed, but the coffee is left to enjoy your own way. You're acknowledging what you came here to filter out and take back your power. You're standing in confidence, realizing that it was inside of you all along, but the messy grounds were in the way. You're better at filtering out the illusion of keeping what isn't for you now. That's what you're doing. You're filtering out these illusions that were just an illusion of what they were giving you. They really weren't. And copy grounds are simply people, experiences that simply are showing up on repeat. And they're all the same. You're like, well, that person is different because they're in career, and that person is a family member, and that is a friend, and that is a coworker. It's the same experience in different clothes. Okay, wearing different clothes to reveal what that emotion looks like outside of you. And we're all moving through a self-confidence filter right now. Okay, that's all we're moving through. You're filtering out things that don't make you feel good and confident and strong and stable. And it's easier to see when you notice which category of life pokes you the most. It's typically one that pokes you more. Well, now it's all of them are poking at the same room. So it was never about them. It was about you growing into the ability to see yourself clearly, right? You realize you don't blame your parents or your programming or the people or the situations or the circumstances anymore. It was simply a barometer. Those parents are a barometer for your growth, your own growth out of a patterned illusion. You're not them. You're overriding the pattern you learned from them. To see the ultimate lesson was always your own. They were just the teachers, not the problem. And now you can release the old with ease and grace, not with victimhood. You can relax into yourself. You can pick you. You deserve to choose what you want for yourself in every room of your lighthouse. And it feels so good. That's what I've been embracing lately. Like, wow, when I actually just pick small, medium, large things that I want, it feels so good. And I stay in peace. I stay centered. I stay grounded. I am in control and in power of me. But when life feels uncertain, we forget to filter. That's what's going on. I'm telling you all to keep the filters up, right? The biggest growth always comes, my friends. It always comes when life feels the most uncertain, right? When everything feels like it's completely falling apart. That's when you're actually falling into certainty. Certainty of who you are, not certainty of the future. And when you know who you are, you can predict the future. When the old map, you're starting to see that when the old map no longer fits, you're being prepared for expansion, not uncertain, not more uncertainty. When who you used to be can no longer hold what you're becoming, it's not failure. It feels like failure, but it's not failure. It's becoming bigger, more badass, more confident, the center of silent presence. And that silence is very hard for people when we shut down, shut off, and say, what am I doing? Who am I? Am I being who I want to be? You can't do that when you're so busy in chaos and fixing and being needy all the time. And now you start to live fully as the CEO of your soul. The CEO is they see everything. They overlook the entire blueprint. You're overlooking your entire life and you're in charge of it. Uncertainty doesn't scare you anymore when you're in that space. It's a sign that you're being filtered free from the illusions and old beliefs. You no longer need to become, you can just be. But your mind can't imagine a life where uncertainty feels peaceful. That's the mind. The mind is the matrix. It wants certainty. It doesn't like it. It's uncomfortable. And now that you know it, you're like, okay, well, I don't care what the mind thinks. I know what my heart wants. But the moment you stop trying to control other people, other experiences, telling them how it should be, explaining why they're wrong, explaining why you don't like them, whatever the thing is, the moment you stop trying to control it, you stop resisting the lesson. And the lesson is simple. It doesn't fit anymore. That's the true you emerging when you start asking yourself, does this fit me anymore? Or am I filtering out the grounds of this scenario and taking the goodness from it? Okay. Your ultimate filter, my friends, is relationships. And we want it to be money and we want it to be our health and we want it to be all these things, but we're in a relationship with all those things. And people show up to show us our relationship to those things. Relationship flare-ups are the biggest filter on the table right now because that's how we interpret ourselves. Not because people are bad, but because the pants you wore in those relationships no longer fit, right? Now you might feel lost, like, well, then how should I be? There's the uncertainty. Everyone keeps telling me what's wrong with me. When you're the CEO of your soul, you're in charge of you. That's it. There's nothing wrong with you. When you put on old relationship pants, learned through programming and adaptation and survival, you lose peace. You start mirroring others' expectations instead of your own truth. What do you want? How do you want? There's the beginning question. How do you want to show up? What is the energy and the face that you're bringing? Are you bringing yourself or you're bringing a mask? Right? So people appear in when people appear in your life they're showing up for you to ask yourself this question. Do these pants fit? And if it's a relationship glitch or challenge or conflict, you have to ask yourself, does how I'm showing up fit me and how I want to be in this relationship? Do I want to show, am I bringing the relationship pants I want? And one day you realize that pattern of how you're showing up doesn't fit. And many of your partners, your friendships, your colleagues, they start to realize that too when you're in charge of your soul. When you stop pretending, when you go still, they then, get ready, have to choose who they want to be next. People will meet you at you, my friends. And if you're in chaos, they meet chaos. If you're still, they meet stillness. And they get to choose who to be with you from their soul, not from their mask. Not from the unfiltered illusion, what they think the pants need to be because they learned that from their parents. So all of our relationships are healing the unfinished business of our parents. It's not our parents that we're replicating the pattern. Your relationships aren't falling apart, they're being filtered. That's it. They're not breaking apart because you're bad, they're bad. They're being filtered. and old maps, illusions, and chaos are leaving so everyone, get ready, the whole planet can see what's real. It's not loss, it's alignment to your soul. And when your soul is loving, you attract others who are loving themselves as well. Those are the peaceful relationships you're seeking. They no longer find it interesting to be their unfiltered in those unfiltered pants full of illusions and neediness, right? They're no longer needy. They're just showing up saying, this is what I want. I don't need it, but I want it. And when you no longer need, you have this need to be loved, this need for money, validation, or attention, you become magnetic as all blankety blank. Okay? Others feel drawn to your peace instead of your pull. They attract to you. Okay? So someone asked to repeat, when you no longer need to be loved, or you need money, you need validation, you need attention, you become magnetic. And then others feel drawn to your peace instead of to your pull. If you're pulling on people, they can feel it. But if you're at peace, they can feel that too. So they relax into being authentic themselves. That's power, not control. There's a difference. You're standing in power, not control. And when we think we have to change someone outside of us, you're trying to control the situation. You can't do that anymore. That's the filter. So how can you keep embodying the soul CEO energy, the CEO of your soul staying there? Right? Here are some questions. Can you allow someone to fall apart and not fix them, but love them right where they are? Can you witness someone's pain without trying to take it away? Can you speak your truth without needing them to change? Can you listen without correcting? I will post those questions in the community walls, by the way. Because that's the CEO energy. That's when your soul is its filter is activating. Okay? That has always been in you. You're just seeing it now. People are like, what's happening? You're seeing it. You're seeing what you need to filter out and what you want to be. I've had so many relationship discussions lately, right? And they start with, they did this, and that's why I am fill in the blank, right? Sad, angry, hurt, scared, rejecting, abandoned, the victim, whatever, fill in the blank. But the real question becomes, if they did this, this is when you're standing in your soul. If they did this, could you just listen to them without needing them to change? If they did this, said this, expected that, could you just let them without needing them to change? Could you simply choose what you'll do instead for you from your soul? No expectations, no control, just truth. Ask yourself, does this pattern bring me peace or not? So the moment you choose peace, your reality bends. Remember, there's no spoon. There's no money, there's no people, there's no experiences, there's no illusions, there's just you. So when you choose peace, your reality bends to that. Your people, the conversations, opportunities, you attract them like they appear like magic, aligned with your truth. Your partner puts down their sword. You both share from safety, not fear. It's not a, I need you to change. It's a, I love you. This is where I am. Take your time to meet me here when you're ready. That's attraction, not neediness. That's the difference. So the big picture that I want you all to look at, if you do have your charts with you on this call, and again, you can go right away, just pull up IDeserveItNow.com, tap in my in the header, go to Astro, free Astro, and you can download your chart just right on your phone if you want to. But the big picture way to look at this is your north node. Okay, where does the north node sit in your chart? Your north node is your soul's big picture view. It's your direction of growth. And when you live in alignment with it, you grow from the roots up. Okay, your life becomes a thriving tree. Your wisdom is in the roots. Your actions are in the trunk, and your purpose lives in the leaves and the fruit that nourish others. They can come pick a banana or a peach or an orange. Your lighthouse shines from the inside out. So that North Node is the big picture of the soul saying we got to grow that way. And a lot of times we're trying to go out there and see if we're okay before we go there. So find your North Node, okay? And ask yourself, can I see what I've been avoiding in that category of my life, or am I still avoiding uncertainty? Because that category you'll feel uncertain in. It's not always comfortable because there's multiple versions of you that can grow in that category. Can I grow in this direction with peace and confidence? How am I drawn to this topic? My North Node is in the ninth house, higher learning, teaching, higher education, long distance travel, religious doctrines and spiritual, just doctrines in general. So knowledge, learning, I am drawn to that. But I'm also have to step to the next level and teach what I'm drawn to, teach what I learn. That's how you know. But are you going that way or are you avoiding it? It's not about what you need or lack anymore, my friends. That's the filter. That's why the filter's there. That's why you're feeling this, going, wait, what am I trying to interpret here? So it's no longer about what you need or lack, neediness. I need to have that. Okay. It's about what wants to grow through you. It's about your karmic purpose that you choose in your chart to grow into fruitful abundance. So I want you to look at one simple room in your lighthouse this week and start filtering out anything that is in the way of your growth. And it's going to be an emotional coffee ground. It's going to be a person you blame. It's going to be a circumstance. It's going to be a belief system. It's going to be an emotional avoidance that you've been avoiding in that area. Because when you do and you look, you'll see it very clearly. You've always been the CEO of your friends, of your soul, my friends. You're just finally acting like it. And that's what's happening to everyone. Okay. We also have a lot. I'm going to bring this up in the planetary update, but I want you to understand there's a lot of Aries and Mars energy that's just got ignited. And it's where your fire is being ignited. So it's where you need to light your fire again, ignite your passion. So I want to give you a couple reflective questions. Okay. In which room of your lighthouse, number one, in which room of your lighthouse are you still wearing the old pants in relationships, in your career, in your money, whatever relationship you're looking at? An old, outdated identity, a habit, or a belief that no longer fits? Ask yourself that question. And it's going to be a pattern that you exhibit in all areas of your life, but just ask yourself, in what room or what category of my life am I still wearing the old pants and they don't fit anymore? They're too big, they're too small, they're just outdated, they're from the 70s. Although the 70s is kind of popular, the look now. Number two, how can you choose peace, not control, in one relationship this week? Peace, not control. And allow your CEO energy to lead you to your North Node or your purpose instead of reacting to it. Okay. All right. So let's tap into this planetary update. And then I'm going to go into all the Q&A that's coming in, like quite a few questions. So FYI, happy full moon today, everybody. There is an Aries super full moon happening right now. And what this means, I told you about a little bit about it last week because you've been feeling it all week and people have been like, what is happening? Blow ups, right? Aries is the sign of war. God, the Mars is the planet of war, right? And so what it is, it's a fire sign. So it says, I am the fireball. Get ready, everybody. Let's activate the emotions that need to get tapped into and activate those. So this moon doesn't ask permission, it acts. So it's asking you to take action in energy and be in the space of who you're supposed to be instead of trying to acknowledge all the illusions in your life. Okay? It's the cosmic spark plug. Think of it that way, that yanks you out of hesitation to do something and says, let's go already, right? But don't get this twisted. It's not about reckless action. It's about aligned courage to pick you. The Aries super full moon is like a floodlight turning on inside your lighthouse, revealing the rooms where you've been fighting battles that are not yours. It's filtering your blueprint. Okay, so the energy of Aries asks, where have you been holding out of fear instead of choosing your own light from confidence? This super moon is magnifying the endings and breakthroughs so you can release the chains of the old identity, the old pants, and reclaim that fire, your fire. Okay. It's a cosmic closure moment, an invitation to move up your spiral staircase to a lighter, a braver, more aligned, more confident with your soul's authentic truth, your soul's authentic blueprint. Aries energy burns through all the fake peace, all the fake illusions, all the fake interactions that you've been performing, the face you've been showing up as, right? And it exposes where you've been people pleasing, procrastinating, or hiding behind the I'm fine. I was the master of I'm fine. And still until I realized I'm not fine, and that's not a peaceful choice for me. Right? So it's like passion meeting purification, filtering. Okay. So I want you all to expect bold truth bombs to come at you like, oh my gosh, I see me. I see it. I'm ready. Expect your independence muscle to flex. You're like, I'm choosing me. Expect anything out of alignment to combust. So if something's out of alignment, you're like, I can't believe it. Say, okay, I got it. What is this lesson in my pattern that I've been avoiding? Because this moon wants you to remember you are not meant to blend in. None of you on this call are meant to blend in. You're meant to lead your own frequency, shine your own light. And yes, that might mean a few sparks fly as you say the beautiful word that nobody likes to say, which is no. And instead of it, if it feels harsh to you, finish with thanks. No thanks to what drains you. And a hell yes to what sets your soul on fire. So light this kind of metaphorical frequency quantum field match. Friends, it's time to burn away what's dulling your shine and walk out shining bright like a golden beam of light. Okay? So here are some full moon charging questions. Where am I dimming my truth to keep peace? And what would happen if I chose bold honesty, my honesty? This is what I want, not what they need to do. I don't need them to change. Where am I still dimming my truth to keep peace? And number two, what action, even a tiny one, okay, would feel like a declaration that I trust myself completely? To just, maybe it's sharing your vulnerability. Maybe it's sharing your fears, just saying it out loud, going, oh my gosh, I've never done that before, but I'm going to try. Okay. So because it's a full moon, oh, I forgot to bring you what I want you guys to do. I will print this also tonight in the community walls, but I'm going to read it out loud to you. I want you to print it out on a piece of paper and charge your water on this tonight. Charged water takes in the frequency of those words and you drink it in the morning. I'd drink it all week if it were me. That's what I've been doing all week, last week, and I'm going to do it this week again. Okay. So the full moon love water charging, right? So just imagine, here's my little, this is actually it's actually my little candle holder, but it's a salt lamp, right? So I want you to get a glass, an actual glass of water, and I want you to print out these words, and I want you to charge your water through the night and then drink it every morning and just you keep using the same piece of paper. And this is what I want you to write on it. The universe is always conspiring in my favor. I awaken my courage. I trust my fire, my truth, and my timing. I radiate luck into every experience. Every sip reignites my confidence to act, lead, and live boldly as the CEO of my soul. I will take and I will post the questions that I've promoted for tonight for you to start investigating in your soul. And then I'll also put this the full moon love water charging activation. Okay. Everybody right here. Okay. Again, tap into your nervous system, your thymus, your immune center right here. Start tapping when you're nervous, when you're overwhelmed. You're like, am I here? Am I present or am I out there? Tap in and get back into your body. Repeat after me. I am courage. I am love. I am truth. Tap into the thoughts. I know courage. I know love. I know my truth. Okay. All right. I'm going to open up. I got quite a bit of Q&A coming in. I'm going to open up Q&A. Whoever wants to share, again, in the Zoom, I cannot see, nobody can see them but me. Who can see where they are filtering because your soul is seeking what it wants and not what it's not interested in the old pants anymore. They just don't fit. And you weren't sure. You were on the line like, am I making a wrong choice? Am I doing this? Do I feel guilty? Like questioning all that. Okay, who can share that? All right, so I'm going to go back here and see some of these questions. Someone said, oh, good. I've been questioning why with everything is this for me? It's because you're filtering right now. You're trying to filter out what isn't for you and what is for you. And you're going to keep having to filter for, a good couple of weeks. Mars, this Aries full moon, you got a lot of Aries aggression energy coming out. So y'all need to be prepared. There are going to be some booms, not just personally and not in a negative way. They're going to be great awakenings for you. They're also global, right? They're global awakenings going, what? It's going to be fiery. And I don't mean physical fire, although it could be physical fire. But it may not be that. It may be something more of a like awakening of that's the truth. And it's only the truth for you. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, and someone says, and this gigantic moon is illuminating it all. Okay. So someone said, yes, it does feel like failure, but when you're forced to shift into you're forced to shift into new sexy pants. I love that. Yes, you are. You are forced to pick some new pants. Someone says, my North Node is in Leo in the 10th house. So again, are you leaning in to grow fruit in that 10th house? 10th house is authority. 10th house is confidence. 10th house is walking in with what you know you're here to do. Leo is all about children and fun and light. Are you living, if you just took off that you have to grow leaves in your career, just focus on the top of the world. You shine when you're actually bringing Leo energy, which is fun. Are you being fun? Are you being lighthearted in everything you do? Is your fruit enjoyable and beautiful, or are you hiding from that? Are you living serious, or are you living in that childlike North Node, top of the chart energy? Okay. Someone says North Node in Pisces in my 9th house. So the 9th house is tapping into going, am I being wishy-washy about teaching, my information, my doctrines? Am I being wishy-washy about what I'm learning, or am I getting crystal clear about what I want to learn? Do I feel like I'd never know enough? I'm not smart enough. I don't have enough because I'm not, there has to be more information I have to learn. 9th house is all about exploring, my friend. So learn, am I exploring multiple avenues because I'm open and creative? Someone says, so while my placement is about recognizing achievement, this recognition is not about neediness. It's about me just being me for me, right? What actions would declare that? Too serious. Yeah. So this person I was sharing, they're the one with 9th house with Leo, right? If you're too serious, you're not living and growing leaves on that tree, because Leo rules play and fun and on stage. And it doesn't mean getting on stage, but it means sharing fun, sharing light, being lighter and having a good time. But if we're not having a good time doing what we're doing and it's serious and it's a job, then you're not growing leaves there. Someone says, why does it feel like we're all going through it? Which is what I was saying, this is global, right? This is now a bigger question on how I can share with all of you. It's a great question because it says, why is it, probably meant, why does it feel like we are all going through it? This is a best answer when I can tell you this is astrology. The planets are not doing anything to you. They're waves of energy impacting everyone on this planet. And it's up to you to filter out what's for you and not for you. Because we have access to too much information on this little device right here in our hands at all times. So you're kind of like, is that for me? Is that for me? I mean, it's a constant. So you're in a constant filter mode right now. The planet is like about to explode with all this fiery energy and this full moon and all this Mars and Aries energy. It's a lot. We're healing old wounds. And because of that, in Chiron is also there. So you have to understand because of that, we are breaking open and go, wait a minute. Aries rules self. Aries rules self-confidence. That's why it's saying it's time to find the fire within ourselves. And so everyone on the planet is finally going, okay, time to pick me. All right, someone says, is this revealing our unfinished or bad karma? Like, and I think they're meaning everyone's bad karma, like people out there. We're in a planet of karma clearing right now. That's what I'm referring to as the filter. So let me be clear about karma, because this is it's gotten turned into a woo-woo word. There's no good or bad. There's only learning the karmic lesson. Karma is completion, my friends. Okay? Complete the lesson and the karma drops you. You aren't dropping the karma. The planet is dropping the karma because it's learning what the soul wants. Every single person here. Okay? So if you want to reverse or end your challenging karmic contracts because you signed them, they're in your chart, all over your chart, you can see the contracts, the lessons you have to learn. They're uncomfortable, they're difficult. North Node is one of them. So if you're avoiding it, that's where it's coming up. Okay? So if you want to reverse or end challenging karmic contracts, learn the lesson and it will be eliminated. Okay? Even more so, right? Learn to live the life that you came to live in that soul's blueprint and you will elevate out of any karmic loops. Karma is simply completing the lessons. It's nothing more. So we're not like, ooh, I see their karma's coming out. That's their own lesson. They picked the blueprint. They picked that chart. They picked that lifetime. They picked that sign. They picked the energy to come in and learn and grow. And you all are ready. You're all ready to grow, my friends. You are all ready for this. There has never been a time on this planet that you weren't ready. This is it. This is your moment. And I don't want you to miss this Aries energy because not everybody gets to experience a sun, moon, rising where that's just kind of how they show up. I want to go. I want to go. They're driven. They want to move forward all the time. They can tend to not finish things, but that's where the karma is coming up. So Aries is saying, I'm going to blow it up. Now finish it. So the karma leaves you. Karma will drop you, or it's an infinite loop of ongoing challenge. Challenge, fix it, come back here. Challenge, oh, no, and you're never dropping because you're not learning the lesson it's teaching you. Does that make sense? And remember, you guys, there's no question. I just opened up Q&A for what we've been talking about tonight. But I need you to imagine that you have a filter around you. And it is filtering out basically all of the coffee grounds, all of the pants that don't fit, the relationships that no longer serve you. It doesn't mean you cut off family members. It just means you just are living with the coffee that you love, the life that you love. You're being you, and you don't have to correct them. You don't have to fix them. You're not interested anymore. You're just letting them be where they're at. And those are the questions I asked you earlier. Can you let someone be without fixing them? Without telling them they're wrong? That's what's happening. That's the filter that's around you. And it's time to filter out that which doesn't serve us. It's a big deal. Okay, so nothing's wrong. When things blow up, say, oh, Daune told me this is great in a good way because you're like, okay, now I get to pick what I really want instead. And as soon as you choose it, the universe is conspiring in your favor. Magic is happening. You're choosing you. You're choosing your soul. Stuff happens so quickly for you. Why? Because you're choosing to step into you instead of going back to the old pattern. So it's blowing up more so patterns than it is situations or your life. And if there's a situation or a category of your life that's really getting hit, It's because it's trying to get you to choose you and start moving. And I tell you what, the universe is so beautiful right now. Your spirit guides, your guardian angels, everyone around you, God, divine consciousness will say, okay, we've been waiting for you to decide, what do you want? And within that energy, you're going to start realizing, I want to share what scares the shit out of me. It could be that simple. And tell someone. I want to share that this isn't how I want to do my business anymore. I've been doing a deep dive on my business and my soul for the last 6 to 8 months. And all of a sudden, this energy showed up, and I'm like, I am choosing me, and I have great assistants now, and they're amazing, and they're like accomplishing stuff so fast, and I'm like, wow, I can't even keep up because so many people are doing what we're doing. So, I will let you guys know, but that mini full moon love water charging activation, I'm turning them into coasters where you can just order the coaster and have it right on a coaster and charge your water with high abundant activation words because we don't realize what we're doing. We're talking, we're filtering out even our own beliefs, our language, our thought patterns, everything's getting filtered right now. Okay? So allow your life to filter out what no longer feeds you, what no longer fits, and watch everything fall into place. You will be a manifesting attractor like you've never been before. Okay? All right. Remember always to like, share, and invite a friend to these live calls. If you need a copy of your birth chart, remember to see your planets. Go to my website, IDeserveItNow.com. You can go to Free Astro. Or if you want to go all the way in on your self-awareness and you are not a member of the VIP I Deserve It membership, to get access, you get access to everything I teach, and you can slow drip and start learning one class at a time. Start with the basic and move all the way up. Soul Masters is launching within the next 2 or 3 weeks. I will keep you alerted. It is the premier elite group, so you will have to take some of those courses anyway, so you might as well start now in order to be in it if you haven't worked with me privately, okay? Just head over to my website, IDeserveItNow.com, or IDINow.com works too. Also, remember, if you are listening to this after the live session in YouTube or Spotify, the links are always in the notes below. As always, my friends, remember you are so okay. This is so exciting. Everything's amazing. Find me if you have any questions. DM me. Ask. You are not alone. I am here. I will see you all soon. I'll see you next week. You guys, thank you for joining me tonight. I love you all. Brightest blessings. Have a good night.